Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of Pickups. My name is Pocket, and I can't wait to show you guys everything that I got from the Raleigh Retro Trade event that happened just this past weekend. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing I want to show you guys is a yard sale that actually was taking place the day of the event. So on the way, my wife said, let's stop at this yard sale because they actually say they have video games. I said, okay, that's fine, I guess. And the picture showed a couple of PlayStation 4 games. So we were running kind of late, and I didn't think anything was going to come of it. Turns out that nobody had bought any of the video games. So when I saw them all there, I was like, okay, probably this guy's asking like 10% off of price charting or something of that nature. But you know what? I'm bringing money to spend at this event, and if I got 10% off of price charting at this event, I'd be pretty happy, right? So might as well see what he's looking for. And I ask him about a couple of his games, and he says, oh, well, each of these are $10 a piece. $10. $10 a piece. Uh-huh. Okay, buddy. I said, well, you know what? Yeah, I might take one. I might take one. $10 a piece, but I have a question for you. Would you do a little bit better if I bought more than one? And he said, yeah, I could probably work a deal. I said, would you take 20 for these three? Now, all of these are factory sealed. So, you know, I'd pay $20 for 3 games. Yeah, MLB shows 20. Like worth $5 brand new. I get it. Here's the thing. If I can get Sackboy for any cheaper than $10, I'm going to be pretty darn happy. I don't have it in my collection, so it's one of those launch titles that I never picked up. So, yeah, I'll pay $10. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. That's fantastic news for me. So, we got to talking a little bit, and I was like, well, you wouldn't by chance happen to have any older video games, would you? And he said, well, no. The wife said immediately, no, we got rid of all that stuff. I said, okay, no worries. He said, wait a second, I actually do. I have some PlayStation 2 stuff. Okay, that's great. Would you be interested in maybe showing those? Because, you know, I collect for everything, and I wouldn't mind purchasing some of the older stuff as well. And he said, let me go see if I can find it because I have no idea. I said, okay, that's fine. So he goes inside, and he's gone for like 10 minutes. And I'm just sitting there looking around at his yard sale where I have absolutely no interest in anything else for 10 straight minutes. Awkward. That's okay. I'll wait. Fine. Guy comes back out with a gigantic bag. And I was like, oh, he found something. I'm excited. He said, here's the PlayStation games I was thinking about. And he takes them out, and it's not PlayStation 2 video games. Is instead PlayStation 3 video games, and I managed to pick up a couple. So, all told, I got everything for just over $5 a game. And here we go. Here's what I picked up from this guy. NCAA 08 March Madness for the PlayStation 3. The Need for Heat Speed Hot Pursuit. This is the limited edition Black Label. I had the greatest hits, and now I have the Black Label, and I'm very, very happy about that. Turning Point, it comes highly recommended from the guy who is selling me all these games, by the way. He's like, he loves this game. So Turning Point Fall of Liberty for the PS3. And, you know, I gotta be honest, the guy that was selling me all of this stuff, he was just a pleasure to talk to. You could tell that he bought these games to play them. He wasn't a reseller of any sort. He has personalized stories about all of the games that he was showing me, and that was just awesome. It was really cool to have a conversation with this guy. Burnout Paradise, one of my favorite recent games. I know, EA, I get it. But Burnout Paradise is a phenomenal game. I have it on the 360. I didn't have it on for the PS3. Well, now I do. And that makes me all sorts of happy. So, the next one that I will show you also comes highly recommended from this guy. John Woo presents Stranglehold for the PlayStation 3. So, yeah, I mean, this is great. I absolutely loved this interaction with this guy. He was awesome. Need for Speed The Run. This is the limited edition as well. I don't know the differences between the two, to be perfectly honest. The standard versus limited. Did they even come out with the standard edition? I had this on 360, but I didn't have it on the PS3, so Lost Planet Extreme Condition. Interesting. I got a bunch of numbers written on there. Hopefully that's not some sort of phone number. Need for Speed Undercover. Now, all of these I did not have in my collection. Believe it or not, you know, you have over 600 PlayStation 3 games, and there's a lot of just common titles that, for one reason or another, I forgot that I didn't have it for PS3, and I thought I did. But it turns out I only had the 360 version. I mean, a lot. Blackside Area 51 by Midway. I love this one. I would pronounce it in the way that it's written, but I am afraid of offending quite a few people, so I'm going to refrain from that and just say that I got Lego Lord of the Rings. You can try your best to pronounce that. I'm sure some of you who can actually speak that language, I want to say it's German. I hope I'm right. I thought it was odd. Why does he have a German copy of Lego Lord of the Rings? He was deployed. He was in Germany for quite some time. And I was like, that's amazing. I want this game in my life now, just because it has a story. He was deployed. He lives minutes from me. And he bought that game because it looked fun to him while he was deployed. Thank you for that story. I'll now equate that story every time that I look at that game. I thought that was fantastic. One of the very first games that he pulled out of here, my wife actually grabbed this out of his hand and says, "We'll take this one." I thought that was fantastic. And I asked her after we got in the car, I said, "What the world made you grab something out of the guy's hand?" She said, "Well, it's a steelbook, and you love steelbooks." I said, "Yes, I love steelbooks." She said, "But it had the slipcover too." And I said, "God, I love you. You're amazing." And it did. It had all of these things for Devil May Cry 4, the collector's edition. Man, this is pretty. That and I like Devil May Cry, but the fact that it had the slipcover, alright, yep, I'm down. I'm down. Let's go ahead and do this. Comes with everything. It has the bonus DVD in there. The game, when I looked through this, the game was actually in the bonus DVD with the soundtrack, and the bonus DVD was right here. So I had to fix all of that. But yeah, complete, in great shape, fantastic. I love it. That looks so good. Really happy about that. The last game is Need for Speed Shift. He says, "You got to get this game if you haven't played it yet." I said, "I actually haven't played it yet, and it looks really fun." I remember when, you know, it was part of the current gen, and I remember looking at it and thinking, man, I don't want to play that. That looks really neat. Have it for 360. I don't have it for PS3. Well, now I have it for PS3. And it comes highly recommended for them from that gentleman. So, heck yeah, man. What a great yard sale score. You think, you know, when you're leaving your house at 11 a.m., going to a yard sale, odds are probably not going to find anything. Well, I'm just going to chalk this up to just pure dumb luck. The fact that I was able to even take a look at all of this stuff, I am super thrilled to have gotten each of these games for about $5.50 a piece for a pile of games. And to me, that was just money well spent. I'm really happy about that. So this is probably the highlight of my day, if I'm being perfectly honest. It was really cool to experience that. And just to have a casual conversation with a casual gamer. It was really neat. All right. So now we get into the event itself. And the event itself, there was a lot of booths there. The event was actually packed. It was in the middle of downtown Raleigh. And there was quite a bit of people there. Quite a bit of vendors too. So that was really exciting. The very first place that I stopped was Skydiving Girl's booth. And Skydiving Girl is a well-known and respected member of the Raleigh Retro community. You could call her Skydiving Girl, you could call her Heather. Either way, she was selling a bunch of stuff. And I do mean a whole lot. And it was just really cool to thumb through everything. But let me tell you, her booth was packed. When I got there, there were no less than 20 people going all crazy all over her collection that was on this table. And I'm sitting there going, there's no way I'm going to add to this stress. Because I knew I wanted to buy quite a bit of stuff, but I don't know, things were just crazy. The event had just gotten started. I didn't want to step in there and say, how much for these games? And just come at her with a big, gigantic pile. So I patiently waited and was finally able to pick out a couple of things. And here we go. Deadly Towers. I didn't even pick this up. My friend Romanian Dark One was there, and he and I palled around at the event together. He was also picking some things up from Heather, and he asked me, he said, "Do you have this?" And I said, "Of course I have it, man. It's so common. Of course I have it." Turns out I didn't have it. Yeah, you think you have something in your collection, and at surprise, you don't. So I took a gamble because none of my databases said that I actually owned it. I was like, I know I own this thing. I bought it anyway. I took it home. Sure enough, I don't own it. I got nothing. I got nothing. So Deadly Towers for the NES. The other one is Spider-Man Sinister 6. Label's in kind of rough shape, but that's okay. I mean, Heather was very reasonable with her prices and took condition into account. So, hey, as long as I can read that, I'm a pretty happy dude. And as long as it works. He also had some PSP games, which I thought was really cool. One person was looking at this, and I was like, oh man, I had no idea they made this game for the PSP. And now I want it. And as soon as the girl that was looking at this put it back, I was like, uh-huh, that's mine. And I went ahead and picked it up. Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. I'm just not that great at knowing how many games are released for what system, etc. I didn't know there was an Assassin's Creed game on the PSP. I'm sorry. Well, I have it now, so be able to play it. Pixel Junk Monsters Deluxe. This has got to be one of the cheapest PSP games. Brand new. I mean, like $5 brand new. It's crazy. And it's not a sports game. Crazy. I bought this in remembrance of the Wonder Swan and the first time that I was introduced to this game, Gunpei. Nice little puzzle game if you haven't played it before. It's available on the Wonder Swan Color. There's a Gunpei EX, etc. But they also made Gunpei for the PSP, and I didn't have it yet, so yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. Then we get into the more expensive stuff. Magica 2. I played Magica on Steam when it first came out. I fell in love with the game. The comedic humor is right up my alley, and I thought it was great. So shame on me for not picking this up from Limited Run when it was available. I fixed that, so I have it now, and I'm happy. I judged the book by its cover and bought this, Mages of Mysteria. I have no idea anything about it. It just looked cute. Nothing about screenshots. It looks cute, okay? Okay. That was my purchasing decision. I knew I didn't have it. I knew I needed it. I bought this because it had a protector on it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I bought this because she also included a lot of the stuff that came with it. And this is LRP28. So we're talking about a pretty early release. And I didn't start collecting this stuff until, what was it? The Bunker? I want to say it was the Bunker. Was my very first limited run purchase. So, yeah, I missed a few. But, including this one. Skull Girls, Second Encore for PS4. This one's pricey. Holy yeah. Yeah, that was, that hurt the wallet a little bit. But you know what? Worth it. And to support Heather, who has supported me and helped me out with a bunch of stuff, yeah. I'd rather buy from her than, let's say, I don't know, The Face of Evil. Yeah, I wish I knew if he watched my videos or not. The Face of Evil. Probably not. That's okay. So, that was my pickups from Skydiving Girl. And thank you. That was awesome. We're currently in talks for some more of her collection, but, oh man. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. Goodness. Alright, so managed to go to many more booths. I'm sorry if I've forgotten who you were or where I got it from. If I got it from your booth, that's great. I appreciate it. Everybody was really nice. I just don't remember who I got from what, where, how. Battlemaster for the Sega Genesis loose copy. Tom Clancy's Hawks 2. You search for Tom Clancy Wii, and this is like one of the only games that come up. That's crazy. Trex Carnival Craze. I got this at a discount because no manual. Mobile Suit Gundam, Zionic Front. That one's complete. He said he couldn't get it to work. I'm gonna try my chances. And I've had this loose. I got it from GameStop. They only sent me the disc. I'm sick of looking for the disc, so fine. I'll just buy it all over again. Recore for the Xbox One. I've had several copies of Recore. That gigantic collector's edition that I stole to Spectre. A loose copy and now this copy. Good grief, I'm done. At least I have it. That's great. It makes me very happy. Oh man. Okay, so maybe you remember from last video, I had a good positive whatnot experience where I bought a couple of Wisdom Tree NES games and was a giveaway winner of the Wind Up Luigi toy, as well as I got a Nintendo DS pen from this one gentleman. Well, that gentleman just so happened to be at the Raleigh Retro Trade event, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you pocket full?" And I was like, "Whoa, how do you know who I am? It's not like I wear branding on my shirts or anything. At least that day I didn't." Anyway, I said, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "Hey, I'm the guy that sold you this." Said, "Did everything get there okay?" And I said, "Yeah, everything got there just fine." As a matter of fact, I am just now reminded that aside from the Wisdom Tree games, I did buy something else, and this is one of the very few decorations that I actually have. It's a Mario 8 flag. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, no less. Only on Wii U. I thought that was cool. He had those, and I wanted it in my life. So I did pick that up. I thought it was freaking cool. I'm a racing fan, so checkered flag in my game room, I'm okay with that. Well, in my library room anyway. So managed to pick that up from him too. That was during the Whatnot auction. But he was there and he was like, "Yeah, did everything arrive okay? I'm sorry it wasn't the exact pen that you wanted." I said, "No, don't worry. You gave me one for free. That was amazing." So he had a booth set up and he was selling stuff. So he had something that I was very interested in, but not at the price he was selling. I know. Some resellers are not happy with collectors because they always want it cheaper. Some collectors are not that happy with resellers because they want it for what it used to be MSRP. There's a middle ground, and I try my best to find it. I typically go by price charting standards. It's the best baseline at a quick look. I can't look at every single eBay sold. Imagine, just the games I've showed you so far, me looking through eBay solds over and over and over. I'm not going to do that. Not for Recore, right? Not for Shrek with no manual. I'm at an event, and my goal is to buy all the stuff before somebody else does. So, price charting is the best I got. All right. So when I go up to a booth and I look at it, and I can very quickly look at price charting to get a rough estimate, that's typically what I go for. All right. So I did not pay this price, but it is a complete in box 32X game that I need for my collection. It is an expensive baseball game. This is the most I've ever paid for a baseball game. By a lot. I think that the next highest has got to be something like Triple Play 97 on the PS1 because it was the double disc dual case version. I don't know. I could not even tell you. And I'm sure that there are other baseball games that are just as expensive. I haven't gotten everything for every system yet, but it was cool to grab RBI Baseball 95 for the 32X. Complete in box. I know it's not nearly the most expensive 32X game out there. Don't worry, I'll get the full set eventually, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. But yeah, I managed to pick this up, but I bundled it with other things. And here we go. Here's what I got. Also, I got Tournament Cyberball. I used to play the crap out of this game on the Sega Genesis. Cyberball. Not Tournament Cyberball, just Cyberball. So, love that game. Thought it was great. This one's sealed. It's called Hydra for the links. Yep, I'm gearing up for the Analog Pocket when I finally get mine. I'm going to be ready. Zybots for the links. Crystal Mines 2. Power Factor. These are all sealed, by the way. I would show you the actual cartridge being in here, but they're all factory sealed. And last, Pit Fighter. Love me some good old-fashioned Pit Fighter. Yes, you might look at this and say, man, Pocket, those prices are high. They're at an event. What do you expect? When we collectors go to a convention, we cannot expect yard sale prices. So I'm in the resellers camp on this, or anyone who sets up a booth. We need to learn what's fair for the both of us. And I saw a lot of haggling that just shouldn't have existed. Somebody who marks it 20% below price charting, and somebody's trying to get it cheaper. In my opinion, that's not right. But somebody who's charging way over price charting, I don't think that's right either. So, I don't know. To each their own, I guess. We all have different versions of haggling. Yes, a lot of these are over price charting, but when you bundle stuff together, you end up getting it for a little bit cheaper, and maybe something that you're happy to take all of these home. And this, shoot, I just increased my Lynx collection by a lot. 6 extra games. There's only 80-something games released for the entire console. In one fell swoop, I managed to get 6 games. 5 of them are brand new in shrink, 1's complete in box. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going on an old man rant, and I don't mean to do that, and I am very sorry. Old man rant over. There it is. Lynx several. It's so weird, these cartridges. So weird. Huh. Did this come with a poster? Hold up. Is that a poster in there? Dude. See the reverse side for instructions. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god. I loved this game back in the day. Wow, it's just a gigantic cover poster. That's cool! Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I think that's really cool. Look at all these instructions, man. That's great. Fantastic. I loved this game growing up. I thought it was really cool. Neat! Okay, sorry. Another rabbit hole that I went down. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Put that back. There we go. All right. So all this for one money, it was 200 and something. I don't remember. I was okay with the price. So was he. We had another great exchange, and I'll keep buying stuff from him because he's a cool guy, and I appreciate it. So thanks, dude. I appreciate you. All right. God. I bought a lot of games for one individual. He was so well priced that if I didn't buy these, I was going to kick myself later for it. You guys might get bored. I'm pretty happy about this altogether. When you're going for a full set and you see these really, really cheap commons, if they have a $1 price sticker on it, pick it up. That's the best way to get it. Otherwise, you're going to go to Goodwill and pay $2 for it. If they even bother to price their games at $2 a piece anymore, I don't know. Or even higher. So if you want a full set and you need all the sports games, find that one person that's selling all sports games for like $1. You're going to be happy. I promise. So this guy was great. I loved dealing with him. He was great. And his prices were, I did next to no haggling at all. There was one game that I was kind of like, I don't want to pay that much for it. Still, I think I paid him a grand total of $5 less than his asking price, and I got a lot of games from him. First one being Biofreaks. That's going to need some cleanup. No problem. Tigger's Honey Hunt. Best of the Best Karate Championship. Man, great movie from back in the day. This is Turn and Burn, No Fly Zone. They made apparently 3 Turn and Burn games. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. Here comes the dollar stuff. NCAA 07 football. I will go very quickly on this because it's sports. I get it. Rugby 2004, no manual. NBA Shootout 2001, complete with a lovely little video rental, stickers all over the manual. NBA 2K3. NCAA Final Four 2001. Final Four 2002. Legion, The Legend of Excalibur. This is not a sports game. You can tell by the price tag. No, I'm kidding. Madden 10. No manual. $3. This was a great purchase. F1, any F1 game. I don't know. F1 commands a higher price, so the fact that I got an F1 game for $3. Yes, please. F1 2001 complete in box. F1 2002 complete in box. I'll take it. That was amazing. Cosmic Family. Learn through play. I'm actually surprised it has a coloring book too. Amazing, right? All these little coloring books. Look at that. Quality product right here for the Nintendo Wii. Thank you, Ubisoft. You did your company proud. Cosmic Family. With the coloring book. I'm surprised that it actually doesn't go for more. Because I don't remember ever seeing it. This is where I got really happy with them. Go on and get. Now we get into complete in box Sega Genesis games. For $3 a piece? Are you kidding me? Yes, please. But Pocket, it's a sports game. Nobody cares. I do. I care about these sports games. I care about going for a full set. So, yeah. Hardball 94. $3. Yes, please. Please and thank you. RBI 94. $1. And it's complete. Like, what? $1? I mean, the case alone is worth that. And it's got the hang tab still. That's $1. I got a complete in-box game to go with it. Amazing. Love it. RBI 93. $3 for this guy. I don't know why. But if you're interested in the Sega CD, there you go. Teamed with the Genesis. Look at this amazing poster right here. Welcome to the next level for the Game Gear and Sega CD. Look at that. It's amazing. I don't know. I just love stuff like this. I think it's cool. Sports Talk Baseball. $3. That is a freaking book. Wait, what just happened here? This is laminated? Okay, I just now noticed this for the first time. I can't even get... Wait, hang on. Wow. Somebody has laminated each page. What? Wait. What? What? Laminated each page and spiraled this thing. I think that's amazing. That's amazing. Oh my god. That is awesome. Somebody put $3 worth of effort into this and spent $3 worth of product just to make this waterproof. And I got a game to go with it. It's fantastic. Oh god, I took it out of here. Now I gotta put it back. Oh, I have regrets. I have regrets. I can't just get it in. Nope. If you just nope, not in, not under and aha. Just like that. That is the best. The best instruction manual I've ever gotten. That's great. I asked if I could give him 10 for this, and he said yes. So that was my one request. There you go. That's a lot from one person. He was happy. I was happy. He got rid of a lot of stuff. He wanted to be a full set collector and has given it up. I still have yet to be smart enough to give up being a full set collector. I'm still going. So I got all this stuff. No, this is a good booth. I really appreciate it. And a lot of these, like I said, according to price charting, these especially, $6 games you get for half off. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So, yo. Really good stuff. All right. Oh, on a whim, I did a thing. I come up to this booth. I've never met this person before. And he was talking to somebody else who was casually looking through some Atari 2600 games. There weren't that many Atari 2600 games there at the convention at all. But they were talking to each other and they're like, yeah, nobody's looked at that stuff all day. we're wrapping up our day, right? And, by then we had been here for a few hours. Romanian Dark One and I were just walking around talking a lot. We sat with our wives and chatted with each other, and we just had a great time, right? So time moves on. I'm showing you basically 4 hours worth of effort condensed into however long this video is going to be. But, I go to this booth, everybody's wrapping up for the day, and somebody was looking at the Atari games, and the, the booth owner was saying, yeah, nobody's looked at this stuff all day. I'm willing to make a deal. Just get it out of my life. I look around, and I'm like, huh. So the guy said, okay, would you do 50 cents on this one? And the guy said, well, can you at least give me $1? I was like, oh, crap. Hang on. You're telling me that Atari 2600 games, yeah, I know, I get it. Not a lot of people care too much about Atari 2600. That's fine. It's your prerogative. That was my very first console ever. So I like the Atari 2600. And just because somebody else doesn't like it, well, that means that nobody's collecting it and I can. So I'm pretty excited. So the guy buys the one Atari cartridge. I can't remember what they settled on. I said, oh, that's a lot of games there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. How much for everything? And I haven't even looked at the titles yet. And he said, I don't know. Make me an offer. And I said, I don't know. How many games are there? And he said, well, count them. I was like, all right. So I counted it above. It was like 63 games. I was like, okay. I didn't even pay attention to the titles then. So I had no idea what I was getting. I said, I'll give you 50 bucks. I'll give you 50 bucks for these 63 games. Okay, fine, deal. That's fine. So I bought 60, it turns out I counted wrong. I don't know how. 69 games. We actually did the math. I said, dude, I will put some games back. I don't mean to try and cheat you. He said, I don't care. I don't care. Take them all, 50 bucks. That's fine. So I paid the guy 50 bucks. And I got a pile of Atari 2600 cartridges. Guess what? Every single one of those were not in the greatest shape. And there were a lot of duplicates. So I've already parsed through the entire lot. So I'll show you what I'm putting into my collection. I'm pretty happy about it, personally. I mean, you got to think. I spent 50 bucks. If I go to McKay's bookstore in Winston-Salem, I'm spending $2 to $4, depending on the cartridge, for an Atari 2600 game. So the fact that I have less than $1 put into this. Now, I'm going to my Atari 2600 wall because I want to show you guys something. Let's talk about variants for a second. For those of you interested in Atari, I am just now discovering the wide world of variants that is the Atari 2600. Oh my god. If you want to get really sciencey about it, you absolutely can with the Atari 2600, let me tell you. So many different variants. I'm about to show you a prime example of this. This is in my collection already. It's a game called Combat, okay? Now, this particular game has nice little graphics on it. This is the same game. It's called Combat. It does not have nice little graphics on it. But man, that label. Good grief. I also want to show you the end labels. Just to show you how different they really are. That's kind of crazy. It's the same game. Same game. So what I'm adding to my collection is Combat. And Combat. All 4 of these are going to be in my collection. You might be thinking to yourself, why? Because they're variants. Every single one of them is different from one another. This one, probably for obvious reasons, so I'm going to leave that one alone for right now. Let me show you. This particular one, what we see here is we see a matte finish label. It's not a whole lot of glossy, right? I want you to pay special attention to right here, this bottom right-hand corner. What are you looking for? Well, now look at the 2 bottom right-hand corners. This one's made in Taiwan. This one doesn't have anything to do with that. Another variant, right? The end labels look the same, but that right there makes that a variant. You might be saying, well, this is darker ink. Yeah, it is, but I mean, that could be fading for all I know. I have no idea. What makes it different is the label variant. Made in Taiwan versus no made in Taiwan label here. So why is this one here? Because this one doesn't have it made in Taiwan either. True. Very true. And I'm going to try to show you the differences as much as I can. This does have to do with not just the ink difference. This is more of an orange. This is more of a shiny red. It's not glossy. It's like metallic looking. And I know it's not picking up on my camera very well, even though I'm desperately trying to show that to you. But that is the difference between these two. Yet another variant. Good grief. So I have a grand total of 4 different combat games. Every single one of them is unique and different, and that's why all 4 of them are going into my collection. That's the type of variant hunting that you can look for if you're interested in doing that type of variant hunting. I don't know if I am. But, you know, I got a couple of games of combat out of it, I guess. I thought I had this, I didn't. Star Voyager. I have Video Olympics. I have Casino. I was surprised how cheap Casino is going for. This is not the blue edition of bowling. Somebody marked it all over it. However, I did not have this version of bowling, so that's the best one I got. If I ever get another version, I'll swap it out. Right? I have Armor Ambush. Armor Ambush. And then I have Armor Ambush. Oh boy, here we go again. So let's take a look at these. One's made in Korea, top one. One's made in Singapore, bottom one. Label variants. I have baseball, white sticker. Yep, made in Korea, but I mean, this is the only version of baseball that I have, so. Here is a Singapore version of Super Challenge Baseball. Here is the Korea version of Lock and Chase. And when I say Korea version, I just simply mean that the cartridge was made in Korea. It is the North American version of those particular games. Singapore version of Super Challenge Football. Got a copy of Home Run, the text version. 3D Tic-Tac-Toe. This is the only version that I know of that I have. Sad to say, no end label. That's really, really sad. Makes me angry. Air Sea Battle. This is in that glossy red as well. And yeah, dang it. Human Cannonball. I've never seen this before. It goes for like $6. Real Sports Football. I actually was surprised that I didn't have this. These Sears Telegames numbered versions. I'm noticing them more and more. This one's basketball. It's the second one that they made, right? That's the number 2. But if that was the case, did I say baseball? I meant basketball. I am so sorry. Derp. If that's the case, does that mean that they made over 100 of them? Because then I have this one. Number 112 Telegames. What is this one? Well, the only hint that you have is right here on the bottom. Space Invaders is a trademark. This is Space Invaders. The Telegames version. Need to do more research on this. I want to say that because Sears had their own wood grain version of the Atari 2600, that they even made their own versions of games that were sold at every Sears location. And if I had to guess, I've not done research. Sears had their own versions of every single one of these games. Let me show you what I'm talking about with my last pickup that I was able to get, and it's Demons to Diamonds. So this is the one that I'm adding to the collection. This is the one that I already have in my collection. Please look at the difference, especially at the top. So Sears Telegames version, that's the same game, guys. Same game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Got nothing. But yay, variants! I'm going to have so many Atari 2600 games. Good grief. That was not a complaint, just so we're clear. But you know what? For $50, here you go. Here is what I got. Out of those 69 games, these are the what I'm adding to the collection. Not that many, right? Not all of them in great shape either, huh? I get ya. Lots of them with missing end labels. Really runs all over me, but that's what I have. What am I doing with the rest of them? I have a friend. I have a friend that I'm going to give those to, and hopefully he can sell them in his shop. I'm just going to give it to him, and hopefully he likes them. It'd be great. Oh, yeah, can't forget my extra 2 versions of combat. There you go. So that's what I'm adding to the collection. Everything else was a duplicate. Either I already owned it in my collection, or I got like 8 copies of Demons to Diamonds. It wasn't 8 copies of Demons to Diamonds, it was actually 8 copies of Combat. But, yeah, you get the idea. So, I have one more seller that I need to talk to you guys about. Oh, I'm sorry, I have 2 more sellers. I ran into Nick from Retroid Games and Records. He also set up a booth. God, do you think I'm a shill for that man? I promise I'm not. Promise I'm not. He had a couple of Dreamcast games that I wanted and a Wii game. We didn't make any huge deals. I just bought some games off of him. Feet of Fury, one of these homebrew Dreamcast games. I don't know if this is actually technically, I mean, I know that's aftermarket. I need to figure out, does this count towards the Guinness World Record? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It was commercially available. I did buy it commercially. It's a rhythm game for the Dreamcast. And I'm a fan of rhythm games. Conflict Zone. I did not pay that price. I was not pleased with the sealedness of this. So I talked to Nick about it, and he was able to help me out. This one I did pay the sealed price for. Iron Aces, the Dreamcast. Pretty cool. And finally, a rather expensive, comparatively speaking, Godzilla Unleashed. Rather expensive Wii game. Complete in box. So thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, buddy. This one I bought, I mean, I don't care if it... Let me be perfectly clear. I buy these games because I want the complete set or I want to play them. And I don't care if it counts or not. I am a gamer too. I like to play games. I bought that rhythm game because it looked fun. Don't care if it counts or not. There you go. Alright, now I get to the... I almost made it out of there with spending less than $400. I just had to stop at one other booth. It just so happened to be, you guessed it, the Face of Evil. Now, I had a video clip of him claiming that he is no longer the Face of Evil because he made me a deal. You guys be the judge. Did he make me a deal? He had a couple of games I wanted. I think they bait me. I think every time that I go into one of these conventions, and I'm going to Southeast Game Exchange soon, so I have a feeling that they're going to bring stuff specifically because, hey, Pocket's going to be there. It's like they look at my collection and they realize what I don't have and they make sure and bring it, and then charge me double. So they had some games. Obviously, I needed to add to my collection. I think most of you know by now that my primary goal before the end of the year is to try and get a full set of PlayStation 1. So I've been working as hard as I can. And by that I mean I am still collecting for all of these other great systems, but it's still a goal of mine to get the remaining 350-ish games to complete my whole set. And I keep thinking, okay, I got all the heavy hitters out of the way. I don't need any more heavy hitters. And I'm fooling myself every time because I know there are other heavy hitters out there. Jewel Case version of Mortal Kombat 3 is an example. Can't wait to try to find that one. If you have a copy, let me know. I'll see if I can't take out a second mortgage on my house. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. So I'm looking for PlayStation 1 games to try my best to meet my goal of getting a full set before the end of the year. So they had, by they I mean the Face of Evil and the Face of Evil's accomplice. We're going to call him Todd. So Todd is much nicer to me than the Face of Evil, but he also had some games that I needed. So I struck a deal with them. It took the Face of Evil practically a heart attack, and with him putting on the theatrics, we'll say, to finally acquiesce and give me these games for a price that I wasn't even happy with, but still needed to add them to my collection. That's the supply and demand thing, right? They know I need it. I therefore demand it. Here we go. He tried to say that he was doing me a favor by including this. like, like this was something that comparatively speaking, this was something that I actually cared so much about. I'm very happy to have this. Don't get me wrong. I've never played this game, and it looks really fun. So, deluxe set of Mortal Shell. Yeah. No, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to pieces. Thrilled to pieces that I have this in my collection. Sir, this game better be in here. Okay, you're lucky. This is the first time I've actually opened the box. Oh, he's going to watch this video. He's going to rake me over the coals when he sees me at Southeast Game Exchange. I just know it. So Todd's a gentleman and a scholar, and he actually helped me out. He gave me excellent prices. Excellent prices. So I appreciate him. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. For the original PlayStation, didn't have this one. Now I do. I am excited. This nice little gem right here that I've been looking for quite some time. He actually told me a story. He said somebody came up to him and said, "That's your price, right? $14.99. I want to pay that price. I don't know what that is, but that's ridiculous. It should be $15. I understand why some people that run booths get a little frustrated with people that want to buy video games. That's... Come on. I did not pay $180, but I paid close to it because you know what? That game's worth it. It's just... It is what it is, guys. It's worth it. But he also... This was one of the heavy hitters that I was absolutely dying to have. And I finally got it out of the way. Meanwhile, my wife's standing next to me going, holy shit, why? No, I'm kidding. Todd, thank you. No, I greatly appreciate it. Todd sold me these 3 games, and he gave me a hell of a price, and I'm looking forward to seeing Todd in Siege when we go there next month. So, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, buddy. The Face of Evil sold me this. And he sold me this. Juggernaut for the PlayStation 1. This is a 3-disc game. So I got Juggernaut. And I told you at the beginning of this episode, I tend to go by price charting. These prices here and price charting do not match. They're not even close. They're not even close. But when you're buying heavies, you have to consider eBay's recent sold. I just told you that you shouldn't expect me, a buyer, to go through and look at eBay recently solds to determine if that's a good price or not, because if I did that for every single game, I would never actually make progress and buy games. It's too much work. But there is a caveat. When you're spending a large amount of money on games, such as these, you have to pay attention to the facts. And therefore, we can't just basically go off of price charting and say, oh my god, $180 for Juggernaut, but price charting says it's $120, or whatever it says, right? I don't even know what it says. So keep that in mind when I show you this next game. Also keep in mind that when I show you this next game, this came with a very, very nice case for that game. That I will take this game out and put Prawnbon in, because it deserves it. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. With this absolutely glorious, nice, thick acrylic case to go with it. Very, very pleasant. I love it. I love this case. The Face of Evil says that this case costs like $30. That may be true. I just would never pay for it. But his asking price for JoJo does not match price charting at all. There it is. Complete in box. Another heavy hitter out of the way. It may not be worth this price, but it's still up there. Maybe not that high up there, but it's up there. That's beside the point. Because now, I get that case to put one of the most expensive games that I do own in a very nice protective case. So thank you to the Face of Evil for including the case. I wouldn't have gone through with the deal unless you did. Just letting you know. I wanted this for Tron Bond. Now I have it. It makes me happy. So I'd like to hear from you. What would you pay? Because I had to do this essentially in 2 separate transactions, but I had a number in my mind that I wanted to pay, and I'm curious. If you've made it this far, I greatly appreciate it, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What would you have paid for the entire thing? For all of these games, all in one transaction. I know what I paid. We'll see who gets the closest. I'm just curious if I'm crazy or if they're crazy. So that was the Raleigh Retro Trade event. I had a lot of fun. It was a good time. It was a little bit further out, but I would absolutely go there again. It was great. Yeah, let's do it again. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's it from me. To the Face of Evil. I know we should be square, but there's just something in my heart that tells me that you and I are not even yet. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that you were charging $500 for JoJo's. I don't know. Maybe it's something different. I don't know. But we'll see. And I get to see you again at Siege. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me how much you would have paid for this bundle right here. And until next time, guys, thanks and take care. And I'll see you later. Bye.